We're talking about the 2025 Pennsylvania Presenters Spring Retreat. How you doing, Ty?
I am well.
As a way of introduction, if you don't know, Ty is our president of the Pennsylvania Presenters, and he is also the director of the Performance Series at Lafayette College's Williams Center for the Arts. Ty is a leader in the performing arts industry dedicated to fostering collaboration and audience engagement. And as we gear up for the retreat in Philadelphia, he's going to share with us what's in store. How long have you been involved with PA Presenters?
I moved here in July of 2023, and within a week, Mark hooked me up, got me on a committee, and I paid my membership fee, and I served for a few months on the programming committee and was elected last July as president. Not quite a year as president.
Well, you're doing a great job. And my question then is, how do you foster collaboration between the artists, presenters, and managers? What's your mission or goal for the organization to do that?
Yeah, I'll start with saying I think I still have a lot to learn. So in my previous positions, I worked with agents. I worked more directly with artists. Here, the bulk of my booking is done through agents. So as I learn and meet more and more agents and how they work and what their expectations are, that frames my own sort of approach to it. So again, I will say, in part, I'm learning from PA presenters from that community, ways in which we can connect and support one another. I really like that we're an organization that includes agents and artists. I think that there's only benefit to that. I see no negative in that. And so having an artist or an agent ask a presenter a very specific question, or as a presenter, asking an agent a very specific question about whatever, whether that's contracts, touring, routing, I think having those relationships has just been really, really beneficial. So we're constantly talking about that, particularly as a board, as you know, about how do we have a really strong idea of what presenters need. So we need to keep talking to agents and artists, like, what do you need? What do you want out of this community? And so I think taking that feedback constantly, taking the temperature of the community. I worked in student leadership for a while. And one of the things we used to do these leadership retreats with students. And so we take 40 leaders across campus for a weekend retreat. What we said about that is you could almost do no programming and it would be a success just because you put 40 leaders together. And that's what I think the success is, putting people together. Because any number of communication, connection, great ideas can come out of that time. I think it's also leads to why we call it a retreat and not a conference. Yes, we want to learn from each other. And yes, there's what people would call professional development session. But the bulk of the sessions are meant to spark conversation, innovation, exploration, and connection. And so I see everything that we've been lining up in terms of the schedule as it's been sort of manifesting, looking at the first day as like context. Here's the big picture context. And then the second day is, now let's talk about all that stuff. Let's talk about, what is the funding situation? What does it mean to connect with communities? What does it mean to be tour prepared? What is leadership and mentorship? And what does the next generation of our peers and colleagues look like? And how do we facilitate that? Because we really have 2 full days, Monday and Tuesday, and then sort of a half day on Wednesday.
Most of the conferences do a retreat, and I like to call it the anti-conference because it's not stressful, it's relaxing, you're there with your colleague. You and I are sitting here in our offices across the state talking to each other on our computers, but for those 3 days, we're all going to be in the same room, and there's nothing like that connection and having a meal and getting to spend time with your colleagues, whether it's in the lobby or...
You say the meal now. I was just going to say, because we put just as much effort into like, where can we go out and hang out? What we have, I don't know how many dine arounds we did last year, but I mean, I'm going to say it was at least 9 or 10. That's just it. Like sitting around a table, drinking a beverage and eating some food and talking about life. It doesn't even have to be about work, like just getting to understand one another. I'm a bit of a foodie, and so I really love that that's a part of what we do.
And one of the other things you mentioned is the tracks that we have an under 30 group. So we had a group of some younger staff members from some of the venues that connected, and they've been on some of the calls, and they're adding tremendous value.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, this is great. Thanks for taking the time. I'm excited about the retreat. We have the
Me
under
too.
30 track. We've got some great speakers, and we're still kind of fleshing out what we're going to be doing. The connection, the community building between all of our members is really going to be key. We're working on a block book pitching session, which we're going to try to help get artists in front of presenters with artwork that they want, and hopefully connect presenters that want to possibly book some of these artists, which could be really invaluable to our members. I think anybody who comes is going to have a great time. We have sponsorships. If anyone's looking to sponsor, we are a nonprofit organization. All of us are volunteer boards working our very busy jobs and doing this as a volunteer. If anyone is interested in getting their name out into the membership of Pennsylvania, that's a great way to do it, and it's a great way to support an organization that's really trying to make a difference.
I'll just add my endorsement. Last summer was the first one I was able to get to. I found it just tremendous. I met people that I consider friends, but I also met creative compatriots, people that we can problem solve with, people that I can say, hey, this is what we're thinking about, and we have somewhat of a similar situation as you. What have you done? It's so important to have those, and it's so valuable to have people that I can call or ping on an email and say, hey, what's Bucknell doing? What's Shippensburg doing? What's Pittsburgh doing? All good.
Ty Furman, the director of the Performance Series at the Williams Center for the Arts at Lafayette College and the president of the Pennsylvania Presenters. Sir, thank you so much. I know we're all busy, and I appreciate you taking the time. That was great. I think this is going to be really helpful to our members, and we'll see you. We'll see you soon.
Fantastic. Yep. See you in a bit. Take care. Bye.